Hello, everyone. Today is Snapback Sunday, honey, and if you ain't snapped back, you got less than 24 hours to do so. Okay? I don't even know why I said that, but I was just feeling it. So here's little Ozzy. He's jumped up here yet again to entertain us. But I wanted to come to y'all with some real schmeal stuff. Not no regular degular, but some real schmeal stuff. And one of the things we need to talk about, like I said, the song says, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. That's the only thing that there's just too little love. So if you are, whether you're a protester or whether you're the one protesting or professing that, things are one way or another, we have to speak to our reality, right? So we have to stay true to what we know so that we're able to express that to other people in a way that helps them understand who we are, how we feel, because if you feel it, it's real to you. And even though sometimes you might communicate with others that it is not the same way that they're taking it, say hi, Ozzy, say hello, he's coming to check things out. But if you find that you are speaking to people that are maybe don't want to recognize your feelings or where you're at in the situation, then we have to have some give and take. And sometimes, depending on the person, maybe the person has a demeanor that is humble or timid or passive aggressive, but the least resistance to yours. So if they are the least resistance or they're the most resistant to you, then you have to find a way to articulate what you're feeling, and you have to share your feelings instead of coming at someone like, this is what you do, this is how you do what you do. More so, you want to say, this is how I feel when you. And I know it sounds stupid, it sounds elementary, it sounds trivial, it sounds all of the above. And a lot of us are like, no, shoot, I ain't doing that. Why I got to do all that? You're the one. But at some point, you and I both have to take accountability for everything that goes on in and around your world. I'm not saying be responsible for the whole world. And that makes me not so much of an advocate with the picket sign, but maybe I'm an advocate with my voice on YouTube. Okay? Come on now, Ozzy. Thank you. Sorry. But don't start that. He thinks that he can bite or scratch me and get what he wants. And I keep telling him, you're not an alley cat no more. You ain't got to worry about if somebody's going to roll up on you and steal that chicken bone. I mean, you live in a plush environment. This is your forever home. I got you. Okay, kitty cat? I got you. He still want to act like he's all rogue and everything, but I'm breaking with that. Matter of fact, I'm getting him to like water because I want him to take a bath. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Sorry, I love chewing bubblegum. When I want something sweet, I put the bubblegum in so that it takes that whole sweet thing away, and then it makes me less likely to go eat that chocolate Twinkie on the top of my refrigerator. Got a box of 10. But anyway, with all that being said, getting back to what I'm saying, if I don't communicate effectively and you don't communicate effectively, how do you think things are going to come across? And there's so many levels to this racism stuff and trying to understand why people do what they do. From somebody maybe in one race trying to determine what somebody else does in another race. What I'm getting at is, here's my thing. No matter what color you are, no matter what gender you are, if you choose to integrate with someone other than yourself, your people in your ethnicity or culture, then you have to be willing to understand the other side. I think from all levels, you have men and women, women and men that can be a bit arrogant or self-righteous and make it seem like they're better in so many aspects. But here's the reality. The reality is we all bleed the same color, right? Doesn't matter what someone does or doesn't like about you. What matters is how you handle yourself. Because if it is true that there's more good people in the world than bad people, then they shouldn't be winning. And the thing about it is, it doesn't, like, you're not going to be able to change a person that has hatred in their heart. That's only something they can do. Even speaking out on it and being radicals or protesters, that's where your passion lies. And you're not being I'm not condemning you for that, but what I'm saying is, just know that going into these types of situations, that there's always something higher than you, that and I talk about God or whatever, because I believe in God, so I'm just going to use God. So whatever you believe in, there's always something higher than you, and eventually it goes to that level. And I think what people fail to realize, and what I believe, is that from the beginning of time, the sovereignty has been challenged. Now, again, I'm going to use the names and the understandings that I believe in. No way am I changing your belief, but I just feel like you should plug in what you believe where I'm at with my beliefs, right? So God and the devil, okay? So with God and the devil, I believe that it is true that Satan was cast out of the heavens and he was made to live, not be able to live with the angels that he originally was. And so because he decided to be all knowing and put himself in a place that God didn't want him to be in as of yet, or maybe ever, he usurped what God's headship was. And from that moment on, he challenged God's sovereignty. So this is not so much about me teaching you a biblical fact or anything other than on a spiritual level that you believe in, or anything, whatever you believe in. It's not about that. What this is about is whatever you believe in, no matter what it is, you have to understand that the good has been challenged by the bad. And as long as that higher power has control over what will and won't be done, you have to understand that that higher power, God, also gave us the ability to make up our own mind, free will. So because we have that free will and the good is being challenged, the bad is saying, okay, I bet you I can get all them people over here on my side. I'm going to use money. I'm going to use sex. I'm going to use violence. I'm going to use power. I'm going to use greed. I'm going to use all these things. So everybody's religion pretty much made a decision on what they're going to believe and how they're going to believe. But the reality is that these two sovereignties are battling, good versus bad, righteous against unrighteous, good versus evil. And because of that, right now is our turn to make sure that we stand on the side we want to be on. And for those that are standing on the negative or the bad or the nasty or the evil side, they're winning right now because the negatives are ahead, only because of power. Okay? So because of this, you also have to understand that the good gave everyone free will. Not just me, not just you, but everyone. So because of that, the evil get to hang themselves. And that's exactly what they're doing and what they're going to do. So we as individuals have to stay positive, motivated, encouraged, enlightened, vigilant, all these things, righteous. But most importantly, we have to stay firm. You have to stay firm in what you believe in, and stay firm in what you will and what you will not do, and stay firm in what someone can and can't get you to do. Excuse me. So if you don't want to protest, you don't have to protest. Make or take it on like somebody is telling you you have to do this, because you don't. You have to do what's in your comfort level. And I truly believe that when it comes down to the spiritual aspect of that, and I use spirituality as a basis for everything, because it is my truth, right? So because of that, I use that as my basis. So you have to use that spirituality, that good side, that righteous side. You have to use that to keep you motivated and let you know that eventually that there isn't too much that negativity can do. I mean, we're going to see things that we've never seen. We've seen things that we haven't seen now. But to know what that means eventually, we don't. But we do have to stay firm and be on the side that you're going to stay on. Because if somebody tells you you can't do something, or even if they use tactics to hurt you, to cripple you, whatever, the reality again is that you have to believe in something higher and better than you, and us as man and as humans. Because even if they have their glory now, they won't have it later. And eventually you have to believe that good is going to win. Like the old adage is, and maybe biblical, that this too shall pass. You have to believe that these things are going to pass. And with that being what's driving us right now, you know, like a lot of people in the world say, oh, she fake, are you capping, or you ain't real, or whatever, you're not keeping it 100. And that's basically what standing firm is. Because if you allow someone to switch or deviate what you think, then you're not real. You capping. You're not being honest with yourself. And so the thing is that, like, I stand firm in that when I make changes within myself, and I've gone through something that has been life-changing, once I've reached that next level or elevated to that next level, I'm like, you know what? No more am I going to allow things to infiltrate me mentally so that I'm having this challenge with myself to be a better person. No, because from now on, I'm going to believe what I feel. I'm going to ask for that guidance and ask for that direction, so that I have the understanding, the motivation, and the guidance to carry me through whatever mission that I have in life. And so with that, I'm staying firm with what I believe in, what I've learned about myself, how I intend to keep progressing and growing. But most importantly, I feel it's important to show that higher power which side you're on, because right now I see a lot of people following other people. I see a lot of people doing certain things. It's one thing to stand for something like, Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, trying to get justice for different wrongdoings and things like that. It's one thing to do that, but if you are being persuaded to be something that you're not, it's important that you understand what standing firm means. And it's a very, very important job. It is a very important task and a huge responsibility for us all to stand firm, because what determines your fate is how you handle your reality and your present. And that's really deep, but what determines your fate is how you handle your reality or your present. So I just wanted to shout out, like I said, I try not to take sides. I feel I take the side of how I feel emotionally and how my conscience allows me to feel, and how it allows me to do the things that I do. And I think that that's what it all boils down to, is what is your conscience telling you to do? Is your conscience guiding you in a positive way or a negative way? And if it's negative, then you have to reevaluate where you got your morals and values and use them to standardize the way you handle life, yourself, your family, your friends, let alone people you don't know. So if you stand firm on the side of righteousness and you can't tell which side is right and which side is wrong, then you have you should, I'll put it this way, if you are humble enough to go in the right direction, you should be asking, as you meditate on life and things in life, you should be asking someone other than yourself that's not on this earth how you need to proceed. And if you are one of the people that don't feel you need to ask somebody, but you just take on the power, that could be an indication that you don't want to be taught. You don't want to change, and you don't want to make the right decision. I have to think about what I just said, in that I don't want to alienate anyone, because I do know that I have a message to share. My music, lately the words that I have feel like I've been given to impart on the songs that I'm making right now are huge, and my goal is to drop a single twice a month. So I'm thinking ahead and preparing 24 singles a year until I get to the place that I know I will be, and become successful on a branding level, on a musical level. But as a human, I feel like I'm transcending. I feel like I'm in the same, on the same level on each area of my life, and that makes it such a beautiful experience, because I know that as I transcend every single, and when I say transcend, I mean become more knowledgeable, become have a better understanding of me, Deana Marie, and life, but also my contribution to those of you that enjoy receiving it. So I look forward to becoming a pinnacle part of change in this world, not just with my music, but my branding, my love and affection, my determination, my drive, my will to give, but my will also to step back and know when I need to scale back on me or learn something new. And I'll tell you, I'm a work in progress. I know I am. And me and my sister, we had a good conversation this morning, and our growth allowed us to revisit that the challenges that we have, not with just each other, but that we have with other people. And we basically came to an understanding and an agreement to help each other evolve to the next level instead of hurting each other. So I think that's the main preface of my visit with you today in my Deana Marie Monocles. Just to tell you that find your place, establish it, and stand firm. There's nothing more important now than for you to stand firm in what you know is right and how you carry it out. So I love you guys. I look forward to seeing you again soon. And I pray that all of you are staying healthy, happy, and safe. Take care. Peace.